It's estimated that some 30,000 illegal miners work in and around thousands of disused and active mines across South Africa. The zamas are organized by criminal syndicates and cause considerable financial losses and security headaches. Their actions are also threatening South Africa's law enforcement agencies, mining officials, and the industry. To unpack this further, I'm joined by the Johannesburg MMC for Community Safety, Mgcini Tshwaku. MMC, good afternoon. Welcome to today, and thank you very much for your time this afternoon. One of the biggest questions as we zoom into this whole issue of illegal mining and its impact on our lives and infrastructure is just to wonder what would shift things for the better. What would stop illegal mining? What are you in Johannesburg thinking about as the leaders, as the council of the City of Gold?
Well, thank you very much, and good afternoon to your listeners as well, Braden. The one thing that as a long-lasting, solution on this matter, I think that if we could, the engagement between the Department of Minerals and Energy and with the community and other stakeholders to maybe think of moving to a way of legalizing these mines so that people are able to mine. You can think of what is called a small-scale mining, so that communities around the area, they're actually owning up to the mines. In the areas like Amatole, Flare Wharf area, your Riverlees and Durban Deep and New Canaan, all those areas there's abject poverty, whereas you find that there's an opportunity for the communities there to really mine, so that they can start, to really live. Yeah, so I think that is one of the things that, one of the solutions that we might be looking at as well. And currently also, you see, if you come up with that concept that is getting the community involved, you're going to have a situation of eradicating this turf war between the gangsters. The people who are fighting the Braden is the security of the zamas. Zamas are the miners, are the small-scale miners. Now, these zamas, they hire a security so that they can look after them. Because remember, once they mine, that soil that comes out is got gold particles. And then that thing that you saw, which looked like it's like a cylinder saw, it's a penduka. In an engineering term, it's called a ball mill. That's where now you mill it up and you penduka. You add your waters, your tartaric or vinegar, so that you can turn the thing into, you can leach out gold. So in that process, you've got potential gold that you can sell. So you've got criminal elements which are creeping in. They get robbed. There's a tough war now. You've got gangsters coming in and all of that. So I think that by really legalizing this mining, small-scale mining, and with the community getting involved, we as the authorities now, the government, were able not to regulate it, issuing up small-scale licenses. We're able to help them in terms of the market, because currently the market is a black market. What I know is that you can buy what is called a line for anything between 150,000 to 200,000. And that amount of money will pay the middlemen, which are many in between, and then the security of the miners and the miners itself. So it's a whole chain.
It's a very well, it seems like a very well organized setup, as you say. Although mining is illegal, or in South Africa, it has not been criminalized, you are calling for regulation so that it enables you as a local authority to be able to control things and regulate better. But would you support the criminalization of illegal mining?
No, the things that you can't, but then it's like, don't criminalize it. I will support the fact that of saying you must legalize it. You must actually issue out licenses for small-scale farm miners, people that are able to mine in the communities, so that you can empower them. Why
Okay,
would
you could do
that?
that. You could do that. So, Mr. Tshwaku, you could do that. But what about the foreigners from Mozambique, from Zimbabwe, from Lesotho, who do say they are here illegally? How do you regulate them?
You see, those people, in terms of, this is the people who are enablers. If you want me to go down that route, the enablers in terms of, the whole food chain. The people like Mozambicans and you can say Lesothians and all of that is the people on the ground who are actually doing the whole mining. They're actually been sent by more people like me and you, because the people who are actually buying these lines are people coming from Sandton. It's like what is happening in your industry. Let's say your hospitality industry, your restaurants, and all of that. Those people actually, these zamas, they are small fish. I'm not excited by arresting them there.
So the efforts,
these bigger
you want
fishes.
the efforts to focus on the big fish. What about infrastructure in Johannesburg?
And then also,
in the interest of time,
okay.
MMC,
Yeah.
what about your
Okay.
efforts in Joburg to protect the infrastructure? Because some of the zama activities is also damaging some of our infrastructure, let alone land for housing and environmental damage, but water infrastructure, for example.
Leave those things, but then misdiagnosis again. Misdiagnosis. We have established what is called an infrastructure unit that was established here by the city of Joburg. They've been scanning around to check in terms of what has been happening and all those kind of things. What we found also when we came in, okay, look, the unit didn't get enough support with the previous administration, all of that. But I had a meeting with them last week. They unpacked to me in terms of the work that they've done, where they've been. They've been to Cape Town to see how the city of Cape Town are doing their work. They've been all over to say how can they protect, the infrastructure on this city, on the city in Johannesburg. Number one, Brian, there is a lot of uncontrollable opening of the scrap yards. And we have engaged with SEPS and we don't have anything to actually say because it's a competence of SEPS. Also, there's opening of pawn shops where people will be able to, they can steal your things at home and go and sell them there. And they're mushrooming everywhere. We've been engaging with SEPS that, please, can you get the city involved? I've just learned now, in the city of Cape Town, they've written to to the Minister of Police to have some of the delegated powers, so that they're able to deal with the infrastructure themselves, and they can regulate
do you in Johannesburg also? Do you in Johannesburg? Do you also in Johannesburg like to be like Cape Town? Get some of the policing devolved to you in the city.
We want, especially the issues of I would like that. I mean, for example, the issue of being able to arrest and prosecute, and also investigation abilities, and also intelligence, to gather intelligence by ourselves so that we become a force multiplier to actually SEPS. What I know is that in Cape Town, I was told by the infrastructure unit that has been established that they've got a unit they call the Copperheads. Copperheads are dealing with infrastructure there. They are able to arrest and they can prosecute and all of that. So those are the powers, and also they're able to regulate who are the people who can open scrap yards, who are the people who can sell parts of cars and all those kind of stuff like that. In Johannesburg, all the streets you go, every second street is a scrap yard, and it's selling. And so we have a situation where our robots are cut, and the cables are actually cut as well. We also now we've seen a situation where some of the service providers of the city, after putting a cable, they come back at night and take it. So that's why we said we want to have also the intelligence gathering, abilities, and also so that we're able to look at these people. That's what we've actually seen. But
it
we
sounds-
are on to something.
Yeah, it sounds all good, but we'll touch base with you, MMC, in a few months' time to see the progress you are making, because it looks like you in Joburg want to be in charge of some of those very key aspects of law enforcement in order to deal with illegal mining. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon on Today. Mgcini Tshwaku, the Johannesburg MMC for Community Safety.